Russian hockey players are being arrested, but does that affect the Russian players that play for the Lightning? Stay tuned on the Boat Parade.
You know you could look me in the eye. It's all because of Jesus. He the reason I'm alive. I live by faith, by grace. You know that I ain't gotta strive. They told me tone it down. I told them.
Hey guys, my name is Jared. His name is Ryan. Welcome to the Boat Parade. Ryan, today we're talking about something pretty interesting. What were your initial thoughts when you saw that a potential NHL player was arrested in Russia?
Well, the first thing I saw was actually that it was about the Flyers, so I almost scrolled past. But then I saw Russian, and I was like, well, this could be some cool, like mob stuff. And I wasn't disappointed. It didn't have to do with the mob. It just had to do with Russia. Obviously, it's a sad moment anytime that somebody has to deal with consequences of certain actions that prohibit them from playing professional sports. It's hard because without getting into politics, like it kind of sucks that this guy was supposed to be playing.
Right. Well, let's
pro
not talk
hockey.
about that. Let's talk about the facts. And here's the facts. In Russia, you have a mandatory military draft for men that are ages 18 to 27, and they have like a year-long service.
Which isn't that bad because some countries have like 2 or 3 or 4 years service requirements.
Right. And
So
there's
it's
like a bunch of exemptions that they could do. And sports is one of the exemptions. But here's what happened. Ivan Fedotov, he was drafted originally by the Philadelphia Flyers back in 2015 Nhl Draft. But he already had a contract with his KHL team, which is the Russian league team, and he played in Moscow. So in 2017, he actually allegedly purchased a fake military ID.
Allegedly, there is no proof. I mean,
there's not. It's Russia.
But it wasn't on ESPN or CNN or ACDC, so we don't know. Allegedly, just in case any Russians are watching.
There you go. So he bought this fake ID, and the Russians
Allegedly.
the Russians knew about it, but they didn't do anything about it until right now. So his time with the KHL in Russia was up.
Do you think that was intentional?
Yeah,
Do you think they knew he was staying in Russia because he's playing in the KHL? The moment he was about to come to the U.S., boom!
Yep, because in May, he was actually signed with the Flyers because now he wasn't under contract back in Russia. So he was literally making plans and about to come and move to America, to Philly. And the Flyers were hoping that he was going to be like in contention for their starting goalie. He's one of the best goalies in the world that doesn't play in the NHL. He played for the Russian Olympic team and helped them win silver. And he played in the Russian league, and they just won their Stanley Cup with him in goal. So the Flyers were really hoping he was going to be adding to their team this year. And instead, right when he was about to move here, then they came and got him while he was filming a documentary in St. Petersburg. And then now, like, we were talking and kind of joking, kind of being serious, like, man, this dude's dead. Like,
We really were. I was like, because Russia, I mean, there's always, since the Cold War, there's always like this funny thought. If you're not American, I think 80% of our viewers are more American, but Americans have kind of a funny thought process about Russia, even
like
from
KGB.
the Soviet Union. It's like it's just funny because we were at this standstill war for like 60 years. So it's like, like what's going to happen? You know what I mean? But I just heard your dad in the back of my head say it wasn't 60 years, but man, I love him. It's cool. It's cool, Pops. No, but obviously our concern is obviously for this guy, but reports are that he is serving that military service out.
They don't know. They say
We don't know.
A Russian, basically, media group says that they have pictures of him in a naval military camp, prison camp, whatever you want to call it, in like the middle of northern Russia, Siberia.
And it's a Russian reporting. So the dude, listen, they probably already cloned him. He's buried at the bottom of the Seaborg, and now you got this other dude that's like in his place. And but our concern, that guy, terrible.
Because then it keeps going. Because now Kaprizov, who plays for the Wild, he's one of their like better players
Kaprizov is
on the Wild. He's
disgusting.
nasty. He's a young dude, and allegedly he got the same fake ID for the military and he's at home in Russia, and now he's trying to get out of the country because they're looking for him and basically have a warrant out for his arrest too.
And that's one of those things. It's like we can't say, break the law and get out of Russia. However, if he turns up to play in this next season, I'd be turned. I'd be like, yo.
We're going to find out what happens. And, they don't really fully know the wild don't. They're looking into it. And
well, you know what I just thought about? I'm sorry for interrupting you, but I literally just realized again, Russia is currently in a war.
Yes.
I didn't consider that when – I know this is going to blow everyone's mind, but I, put all that Russian nonsense on the back burner when they just, I don't know what they did, but it was 40 days, 40 nights, CNN, the whole world's going to end, and then, back to COVID. But it blew my mind because I just realized, of course, they're very strict about this right now because they're in a war.
They're in a war.
They're like, who cares about freaking hockey? Putin's trying to take over the world. We need you on this boat, bro.
Exactly. So the reason why we're talking about this is because we have Russian hockey players on the Tampa Bay Lightning.
That's right.
So I looked into it, and on their entire Tampa Bay Lightning roster, Syracuse Crunch roster, their whole organization, they only have 3 Russian players. Those 3 Russian players are Kuch,
kind of important here.
Kucherov, Sergachev, and Andrei Vasilevsky.
The big cat.
So those are our only Russian players. And I looked into it a little bit. Here's what I found out. Kuch's dad is a colonel in the Russian army.
We safe.
And then the other 2, I could find nothing out about them. So here would be my advice to those Russian guys. Maybe don't go back to Russia if you have a fake military ID.
Don't do it. Sergey, we know you like to swim in those little swimming pools with your poodle, but don't.
That's a fact.
Don't be doing that in Russia because they're going to pick you up.
Maybe just stay in other countries this offseason. And
I just wouldn't go anywhere in Eastern Europe either. Where there could be a Russian. Just don't go around other Russians. Only hockey playing Russians.
If you're doing something maybe sketchy, but if they're not and you're by the book and you have a proper exemption, then good for you.
Right. If you have but I don't know. Russia's at war. It's probably best to not go anyway. You know what I mean? It just bring your family to Tampa and invite them to the boat parade when we win.
Yes. So then also, yesterday, the past couple of days has been the NHL Draft. So I was curious, is this going on with Russian players affecting some of the draft picks?
Right.
But no, it didn't. The Lightning even drafted a couple players from Russia. In the first round of the draft, 3 Russians were drafted, second round 3, third round 4, fourth round 4. 5th round there were 6, the 6th round 2, and 3 in the 7th round.
There's Russians everywhere in the league, but
they're still going for it. That's what I was like. Hey, are they going to avoid Russia because of this going on with the whole draft thing? And they didn't. And the Lightning even drafted a Russian player.
Who?
I sent it to you on your phone earlier. It was in the 6th or 7th round.
Yeah, it was a while back. Well, my closing question to ask is: could we see another Miracle on Ice? Anyway, thank you for joining us here at the boat parade. We'll see you guys
next time.
You know you could look me in the eye. It's all because of Jesus. He the reason I'm alive. I live by faith, by grace. You know that I ain't gotta strive. They told me, Tony.